Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the SH Figuarts WARGREYMON figure. This is one that people have been looking forward to for a very long time. I know it's been out for a little while, but I am reviewing it now. And I have to say, there are some things that are better about this one than the original, and vice versa. The original one does do a few things better, believe it or not. So if you're into Digimon, you're going to want to watch this video so you can decide which one you want to get. And if you haven't seen the original review, the one for the metallic one, go check it out. It's a pretty cool figure. So let's get this guy off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just under about 5¼ inches tall, a little bit over, maybe 5 3/8, which makes it just about 13½ centimeters. Pretty standard size for your import figures, nothing too impressive. And he's not metallic, and a lot of people are really happy about that because the color scheme is more show accurate, so that could be a good thing. That's up to you. He doesn't have a ton of accessories. That's one thing to note. He has just the 2 fist hands and 2 loose hands, and then he has the 2 claw hands, which have the hands built into them. So that's a good thing. You can swap them out much more easily, so that's all right. But some people don't like the shape or the design of these claws. I'm not familiar enough with the design to say, but that's what you get. And then you get this acrylic upright with this kind of translucent image of Tai, which I don't know much about either because I don't know the show that it's from. I only watched the original stuff and I don't remember anything about this, so I don't know. You can tell me if that's good or not, but it looks cool. It's well made. All right, so moving on to the figure. How's the paint job? It's pretty good. You can see the little red X things on the chest look pretty good. Those gray buckles look good. The yellow up against the gray looks good. The red up against the yellow for the shoulders looks good. The red and the gray for the shin things looks good. So as far as articulation goes, the head's on a ball peg. Maybe a ball hinge. It feels like a ball peg though. And then same thing for the neck. It'll move around pretty well. You really won't have too much trouble posing it, so that's fine. These guys back here are on a swivel, so you can move the whole thing around like that. Then you can swivel it out on that part, and then you also have the hinge. So you have plenty of posing options with that. I think it came with them up like this. So you can close that up a little bit. It doesn't snap or anything, but you can do that, and it's nicely painted. For the shoulder, we have the individually hinged shoulder pad, which I've heard are a little bit undersized. They probably should be bigger and cover more of the arm, but as they are, they look okay. And if you're not familiar with the original anyway, it doesn't really matter. Or not the original, but the image this is based on. We have a butterfly joint, which has extra, well, I don't even know how to word it. It comes out, and then you can also rotate it, and then you have a ball peg that rotates around in there. So basically, you're not going to have any trouble posing the arm, except for the fact that the hinge itself, the shoulder hinge, you can see how the shoulder has the hinge in there like every Figuarts does. It's very stiff, and because it's sculpted, you can't bring the arm around. There's no place for it to go. There's just no room in it. So it's very limiting in that regard. Luckily, because of that kind of offset swiveling butterfly joint, you can bring the arm almost horizontal, but it is a lot more limited than I would like. We have a bicep swivel in there. Double jointed elbow works just fine. We have a ball hinge for the wrist, but I have to say I really don't like that design. Having them be fat and flat and not have the hinge the same size as the arm, it looks really bad. There's just a big chunk of plastic missing, essentially, and it doesn't look good with those harsh edges. Don't like that very much. For the torso, I'm not entirely sure. I know we have a single ball peg down here. I'm thinking there's just another ball peg in there with these separate panels, but either way, you can move it around pretty well. It doesn't have the best range, but it's good enough. You really shouldn't have too much trouble posing this guy and making it look pretty cool. The hip flaps have a hinge on each one, so that's pretty good. They'll get out of the way. We have just a ball peg for the hip, but you can bring it all the way forward. I like that. You can bring it a little bit back, so that's not bad. And then going out to the side, it's not the craziest amount, but it's definitely good enough. And you have your thigh swivel, very obviously right there. You have a double jointed knee, which doesn't work great if you bring the bottom part out first, but if you bring the top part back and then the bottom, it works a little bit better. Still not too much more than 90 degrees, so be aware of that. And then for the ankle, we have just essentially a giant ball hinge. It gives you much better range of motion than something that wasn't giant, so I like that. I think it's good for the sculpt and for the functionality. It looks way better than the original. You get your ankle rocker out of it, you get full range down, full range up, of course, not counting the armor being in the way, and you have your toe hinge, which gives him even more range. So the feet are definitely better. This figure, I don't know. I mean, it's not bad. It's good enough. It has a few issues, like I said, throughout. I don't know if it's better than the original. Definitely some things are, some things are not. You're going to have to decide for yourself. There is the review on the channel of the other one, so check that out if you need to. There you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos up every single day. We talk about action figures, movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure you come back for that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.